bang back. Enough clout to put Fifth and John on the same track. Probably could have made tax and Troy shoot the one on. Certified in the slums, ain't a strip I couldn't pump on. Seen niggas get done off. War stars, now it's your turn. Keep to your chest, get niggas much more than heartburn. I'ma watch y'all earn, then I'm sending the goons later. I walk around with dead niggas' jewels, I'm a tomb raider. Removed haters, always kept the toolie for spoon faces. Niggas that'll ride for the guard, they crusaders. A-where you find us, the ghetto's behind us. If the eyes are the windows to the soul, I have your blind shut. The working man is the sucker. I got the raw for the snippers, the gas for the puffers, the baggies for the pushers, the routes for the smugglers. Levee day fast, might not wait to see another. Let's get rich, a nigga wise enough and go for the glory. Cops will find holes in your coats and look for holes in my story. I'm from East New York, homie, know you roll outside. Your tongue will be stuck to the pole cause it's cold outside. And at the same time, too hot to even post outside. Who's this new faux father have your soul on rise? Niggas took over high rises, paid workers, wage blow. Never ask for names cause when detained I don't say though. Yeah. I push the range roll, get lame sold and lay low. Think the priest.
Yo, what's going on, my people? You already know who it is. It's your boy, Prophet Pete, and this is the special edition of Prophet Radio, and we're going to bring it to you with all the dopeness. I got a new DJ in the building, not a new DJ, a dope DJ in the building that is going to be around and going to be bringing you some new things on WEMS Radio, not only mixes, but a dope show that we got coming exclusively to WEMS Radio coming Fridays during the month of September. So without further ado, we going to bring in DJ DymondKutz. You heard? Yeah, we got the little party horns, you know. Party horns is dope and cool. You know, Mr. Kutz, we can't see you, but I know you got this under control, so we definitely gonna get it on and popping. So as we move forward, we're gonna keep on playing some music while he's logging in.
Range roll, get lame sold and lay low. Think the priestin' out to see how boys looking plain clothes. Got the game sold with the nickel diamonds mad at me. Cause I brought more weight than the elevator's capacity. What the fuck you think we out here bubbling grams for? To get my brother bail up so he ain't stuck in the can load. Where I'm from, it's cook up instead of books in the jam sport. What makes it more fucked up, the nigga Trump is a landlord. I'm from the right, nigga. The working man is the sucker. I got the raw
for the sniffers, the gas for the puffers,
the baggies for the pushers, the routes for the smugglers. Levee day fast, might not wait to see another. Let's get it. The working man is the sucker. Shooting up for an interview, man. Punching the fucking clock, sweating for the next thing. I'm gonna invest in myself. Stupid motherfuckers. The working man is the sucker. I got the raw for the sniffers, the gas for the puffers, the baggies for the pushers, the routes for the smugglers. Levee day fast, might not wait to see another. Let's get it. The working man is the sucker. A nigga came from nothing, so I had to be a hustler. Flashback was tragic. Hustlers bagging up the butter. This for all my real niggas that was trapped up in the gutter. I got y'all. The working man is the sucker.
What kind of man is you? What kind of man is you?
Noise Anonymous, GBA, East New York. That niggas know what it is. Ugly. I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah. Yo, we got this new joint. Whoa, big difference. And you know, I always say never judge nobody and don't understand what the struggle is until you lived in their shoes.
Big difference, man. Had to really go do it, man.
Huh?
Quantum on spaceship.
Difference between me and you. I had to go get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You really don't rob me, dad. me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You ain't on my shit. It's a big difference. Being on men on top, you know shit come with it. Ay. I was told to get the weapon, don't be with it. Ay. All my life I've been struggling, trying to get it. Ay. Just to move through the ville, trying to find a way. Telling niggas they can hit me on the throwaway. I don't remix cause I love making dope plays. Please don't waste my time talking play. It's between me and you. I had to go get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on mom and dad. It's between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on mom and dad. It's between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on mom and dad. It's between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on mom and dad. Moving too fast, that get you jammed up. Older bro told me how to play with the dances. I was always on the strip trying to do some damn like today. I was really fine, trying to be a champion, trying to make $1 million for $1. $1 really on one night. Stack that money, yeah, I'm calling, then I'm fucking settling. If you like the way I talk, get on my face, It's between me and you. I had to go get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on mom and dad. It's between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on mom and dad. It's between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on mom and dad. It's between me and you. I had to get off my ass. I had to go get a bag. You waiting on mom and dad.
Yeah. Summertime is over, y'all. It's the weekend. It's over. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? I don't know, but listen.
Catch me through your city, low riding hydraulics, so violent, bouncing alpines, bumping that biggie, ugly face, no smiling, cops profiling. They ain't got no knowledge. Wanna know who the fuck is he? Moving at a low mileage by the college, fuck class, hopping, catch your footing, girl, cause I ain't stopping. We're rolling up the smoke, spokes on Murder She Wrote. We rolling like mobsters, even lights can't stop us. They stand through they binoculars, they follow us. Cards keep popping up, we too cool and popular. My views more ocular, my mood more opera, dramatic when I'm famous. I don't like to deal with static. Get your cable disconnected. Want the prize? Well, shit, you been selected. Brooklyn resurrected. Pull up to your illest session, sitting in the killer section. Get digested by my intestines. Send your friend a message. Hey, yeah, but I'm just cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Jacking the bitches, slapping the hoes. Went to the park to get the scoop. Knuckleheads out there, cold shoes and hook. I said, cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Soft top on a hard block, all black snapback, shot town, white socks, bougie with your groupies like. I don't like that type of nigga, shoot a 3 and 10. Nice shot, wheels never stop, white walls, ride like we don't like laws. G in the sun dressed like she don't like draws in the driveway. Grandma say turn down the fucking noise. Pulled up to the park, about to fuck with my fucking boys. Car sitting sideways, how I parked it. Fire sparking, like we some arsons. We got me coughing. Cypher done back in the front seat, that's my office. Moving in maneuvers, Coronas in the cooler. It's Long Beach, it get deep like scuba. More fish in the sea. Impalas hold my dollars, smoke scholars, roll proper. Oh, that's your chick shit, I had no knowledge. Hey, bitch, better wait, we roll by us. Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Jacking the bitches, slapping the hoes. Went to the park to get the scoop. Knuckleheads out there, cold shoes and hook. I said, cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Now bounce. Yeah. 6, 4, cruising. Where they at though? 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 Where they at? Shit. Just cruising down the street in my 6
Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Cruising down the street in my 6. Yeah. So we back, y'all. Took a little quick break. So I just want to say, it is Labor Day weekend. And, I know this marks the end of the summer for us. Some of us may feel that there was no summertime. We spent more time inside than outside. And now that, things seem to be opening up a little bit, we don't want it to be over and we outside trying to get the best few days that we got left before kids go back to school, before, everything supposedly gets back to some type of normalcy. But I just want to say that everybody still needs to remember that we still are in the middle of a global pandemic. A lot of what's going on right now, kids going back to school and, everything appearing to be almost back to normal. Nothing has really changed. Kids are going back to school for more than one reason. One, because some parents can't afford to keep them home and do those things. Also, the school districts need a certain amount of attendance to get funding to the schools to stay open, to keep individuals employed. And we all know that this has hit many places very, very, very hard. And even in New York State and in New York City, they're talking about laying off the essential workers, which is the wildest thing to me. When during the pandemic, they called on the essential workers to step above and beyond and put their personal safety aside to keep the city, the state, and everything going. And now they're talking about, hey, there ain't enough money for us to keep you on board. There isn't enough money to continue to employ firemen, paramedics, transportation workers. Um, we all know that, when it comes to the police, it's a little different. Laying off police is definitely not the thing to do right now. So there's not even something that they should even mention. Um, but I just think that it is wild and crazy that the ones that were on the front line are the ones that are going to be on the unemployment line very soon because of what has happened. And, you know, we essentially became numbers to the city as far as essential workers, as far as the individuals that got sick, the ones that even passed away. You don't hear much about it in the news anymore. It's mostly focused on the election and the chaos and the brutality that is going on around the world. So we need to, keep in mind that we have to keep ourselves safe and, in a way, put ourselves first to be able to keep on going in the right direction. But you always got to make sure your safety comes first. And if you're not good, the people that depend on you won't be good if you're not safe. So here we go. I'm going to get into this joint real quick from my man Uptown Bodega, Como Dello.
I spit crack when I let the coke enter me, nigga. Made some bread or some pies like a menthomas, nigga. Now I'm coming up, and everybody got advice. I'm like, please, don't try to lecture me, nigga. If I had advice, my advice is everybody got a vice. Now put the money in the bag and don't nobody gotta die. When I write, it's like rapping was reborn, and this the new rapper's delight. Uptown Bodega spitting shit until the booth start to ignite. With my status, that of a legend, won't catch me at a red light, cause that's how big and Pac both died. passenger sides. My rider keep a black iced tea with a blunt in the stash. To mask the smell, Ozium, the mask is better. Masked up like masquerades, make it through the Macarena. Reaching for your pocket, mean no care what's in your locket. Family pics and such. Should I take it Vegas style? Serve the pot until I break it Vegas style. A couple of these chips, I have your shorty slapping skins until we chafe it. She yellow like a bag of famous Amos with the famous. Soon as I say get them, hit a shoot so quick that they forget the aiming. Creek keep flowing till my closet filled with 80 Caymans. 90s baby, serving fiends. Work so good they biting off their fingernails to get the residue that's in between. Ripping seams, type of questions that my niggas ask. Should I get the benzo or the bean? All about my cream, nah I mean. I'm that little tan skin that's mixed up in the culture. With a little yellow thing, hungry like a vulture. I think she on Modelo. I'm sipping on Modelo. So drunk can't say hello, but she still tell me Lego. I'm that little tan skin that's mixed up in the culture. With a little yellow thing, hungry like a vulture.
Yeah.
Hold up. Let me see if they ready. Look, you niggas got a big mouth, I got a bigger gun. If it's a problem, let me know what you really want. I send my youngin' through your block, he gon' spit a drum. Or I could come by myself and I'ma get it done. AR-15 got a beam on it. Silence on the shit, you can't hear the ring on it. Empty the full magazine on it. Come on your corner, make a fucking murder scene on it. I'm that nigga, I promise. Put my city on the map, you should be giving me homage. I dropped out the 10th grade, I never visited college. My goon got the 30 on him. Little nigga is solid. I green light and he spraying you niggas, I promise. Name another rapper ill as me. Nigga, be honest. I put a body on the gun, then I reuse it. Put a hole in your top, make you leave fluid. I'm that little tan skin that's mixed up in the culture. With a little yellow thing, hungry like a vulture. I think she on Modelo. I'm sipping on Modelo. So drunk can't say hello, but she still tell me Lego. I'm that little tan skin that's mixed up in the culture. With a little yellow thing, hungry like a vulture.
Yeah. Lazarus, Crossfire, BX in the building, y'all.
Lazarus, Top Dawn Empire, Success Music, Success Clothing, Success Boys, caught up in Crossfire. Y'all caught up. BX, stand up. Bullets get caught up in crossfire. Things ain't the same, you're caught up in crossfire. Caution yellow tape, you're caught up in crossfire. No, you're not safe, you're caught up in crossfire. Caught up in crossfire, bullets get exchanged, get caught up in crossfire. Caution yellow tape, get caught up in crossfire. No, you're not safe, get caught up in crossfire. I got these haters mad cause I'm heavily caking in my advance. I'm already the man, so don't worry about how much bread I be making. Me, I'm Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Jason, all combined with a mix of Wes Craven. I'm the top dog, my bars gotta go for them days. And where I'm from, you gotta watch for them agents. I get it popping, goddamn. That's at every occasion. I'm blazing every verse that I drop sick. My hooks be amazing. Elevating myself from being basic. I write all of my rhymes. I never need a replacement. So face it. If not, you catching the laceration. I'm Lazarus. I'm half beast,
half amazing.
Bullets get exchanged. You're caught up in
Crossfire.
Things ain't the same. You're caught up in crossfire. Caution yellow tape. You're caught up in crossfire. No, you're not safe. You're caught up in crossfire.
Rah.
Caught up in crossfire, bullets get exchanged, get caught up in crossfire. Caution yellow tape, get caught up in crossfire. No, you're not safe, get
Caught up in crossfire. Rah.
I was taught to ride with my honor, that's word to my mom. I load the 40 up, it's on if it's drama. I done had block wars, goddamn on the biggest scale. 1/6 we push keys on the Richter scale. I had the big fiends, skinny like sickle cell. Got it locked from Hunts Point, Simpson down to Innerville. The industry's my playground, it's my regular living as well. I'm a master with a rich thoughts. Blast you with a tray, ain't for thinking you the big boss. Give your ass a supply from a rich port. I'm a fly guy, slick talk. I'm beyond what you thought. Success clothing, motherfucker, top dog in New York. Bullets get exchanged, you're caught up in crossfire. Things ain't the same, you're caught up in crossfire. Caution yellow tape, you're caught up in crossfire. No, you're not safe, you're caught up in crossfire.
caught up in crossfire.
Bullets get exchanged, get caught up in crossfire. Caution yellow tape, get caught up in crossfire. No, you're not safe, get caught up in crossfire.
Rah.
Ain't tryna die young, ain't tryna die young.
Yeah.
Ain't tryna die young. I ain't tryna die young nigga hang in the streets, switching my bitches like sheets, praying that God that I eat, walking to be like some feast, yeah, I ain't tryna die young nigga hang in the streets, switching my bitches like sheets, praying that God that I eat, walking to be like some feast, yeah, my old niggas is some go-getters, I'm a young nigga, but I roll with them, if you told nigga, we don't roll with you, so don't phone nigga, you a gold digger, I ain't tryna die young, ain't tryna die young, ain't tryna die young, ain't tryna die young, ain't tryna die young nigga hang in the streets, switching my bitches like sheets, praying that God that I eat, walking to be like some feast, yeah, I ain't tryna die young nigga hang in the streets, switching my bitches like sheets, praying that God that I eat, walking to be like some feast, yeah, I'm a young nigga, gotta get it, I'm a young nigga, gotta get it, if you poppin' shit, I'ma finish it, I'm a young nigga, I'ma win it, and the ops on the block, so you know I'm gon' spin it, and the ops on the block, so you know I'm gon' spin it. I just be getting the bag, I don't got a ton of talk. Balenciagas when I walk, get it for your ass, nigga be your own boss. Extra mile if it costs. I just be getting the bag, I don't got a ton of talk. Balenciagas when I walk, get up your ass, nigga be your own boss. Extra mile if it costs. I ain't tryna die young nigga hang in the streets, switching my bitches like sheets, praying that God that I eat, walking to be like some feast. Yeah, I ain't tryna die young nigga hang in the streets, switching my bitches like sheets, praying that God that I eat, walking to be like some feast. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Almost saw you. B.O.B. Bags a billion. BX.
Y'all know the vibe, nigga.
Rah.
So special.
Hustle all day and we grind all night.
We going in.
Nigga, we going in, nigga. Hustle all day and we grind all night. We going in, nigga. We going in, nigga. Hustle all day and we grind all night. We going in, nigga. We going in, nigga. Hustle all day and we grind all night. We going in, we going in, we going in, we going in.
Yeah.
Grind hard, just stay strong. I stay strong to grind hard. Niggas moving work all up in your backyard, all across the map. I know you see me on the radar. Niggas squeezing max, you know I'm letting off the AR. That's the nigga choose, you can call me A off. Get into the bags, amigos, call me take off. For now, call me Bernie, let me see how I made off. That's a fucking billion, nigga. I see you when I jet off. Hustle all day and we grind all night.
We going in. We going in.
Hustle all day and we grind all night.
We going in. We going in.
Hustle all day and we grind all night.
We going in. We going in.
We good, we good.
Yeah.
All night. We going in, we going in.
Jumped off this. Quick.
Yeah. What's going on, my guy?
Everything good. We finally got this thing right now.
Yeah. Getting some feedback on your end. I think the speakers might be too loud.
Let me check that out.
Yeah, so while we waiting for everything to come through and do what we do, we here with DJ DymondKutz. About to have a deep discussion on what happens in the DJ world. Talk a little bit about the upcoming show, and we're gonna be talking about some other things as well. So what's going on? I don't hear myself no more, so I think that's good. So introduce yourself for the people, my brother.
I am yours truly, DJ DymondKutz.
Yes, DJ DymondKutz, and you reside in
B-More.
In B-More. in B-Mall? From B-Mall or just moved out to B-Mall?
Been here for a few.
Uh, yeah, you've been there for a little bit. All right, my
Yeah,
brother. So you being a DJ, how long have you been DJing, by the way?
30 plus years.
30 plus years. So you about 25. Right?
You got it.
Right? That's the way it works. You're about 25 years old, been DJing for 30 years, right? They say black don't crack, so I figure
You got it.
it just worked that way, right?
Yes, yes.
So being in the game as long as you've been in the game, that means 30 years you've been doing it. That means that you started off carrying milk crates of records, had like 40 people with you just to bring a half a set.
You got it.
Because everything weighed like 80 pounds, every
Yes.
milk crate. So you needed a team just to come
Yes.
through. So being in the game 30 years, that means that you've seen a lot of things change, especially when it comes to equipment.
Most definitely. I mean, you know, I started out with the Technic 12s. You know, that was the most famous turntable out there. I mean, it is still today. But coming from there, you know, with the turntable, you had the records. But for my time, when I started out, it was even before the Technic 1200s. I had the techniques, but they were just belt driven. Little pitch control, you couldn't really control like, you know, you control today. But I had to actually use my finger just to speed the record up, just to blend it in.
Mhm.
And you know, the mixers back then were like little small box mixers. Gemini.
Yeah.
I started with the DAT tapes, 8-track tapes, VHS tapes, reel to reel, cassette tapes, CDs. Now we're into MP3s.
Yeah. And MP3 is like one of the most popular forms, easiest form to get around. It's very, very small, so sending it is not a big deal. Um, but I think that it takes away from the quality of the music because in an MP3, there's a lot that you're missing because it for me it doesn't hit as hard as a vinyl does or the clarity or the crispiness of the music. I don't think you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you
You know,
hear me?
you break it up.
Oh, I was saying that can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're still going in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little better.
um I was saying basically the clarity of the music is different from MP3s versus vinyl.
Most definitely. I mean, at least with the vinyl, you know, you still hear that the crackling sound. With the MP3s now, they took the crackling sound out to the point that everything is digital. The feel, me per se, I like the feel of vinyl due to the fact I'm in full control. Going digital, depending upon what you're using, that's why I'm still with the turntables because my thing is I like the feel of it. A lot of newcomers, they love the fact that the help now is the beat per minute, the sync button, to the point they don't have to per se just come in the way we came in. We actually had, you know, the feel of it. We grew into it, whatever. But now it's just a simple fact that this beat matches that, go ahead and drop it. I want the whole entire feel to the point where if the record is scratched, you can hear it, you know it. MP3 is all fixed to the point where you don't have to worry about a scratch record. It's all clear. Now, the difference between the vinyl and the digital today is that you get an HD quality sound. But you can always tell the true quality of a vinyl record because the volume is lower than a digital. The digital they made to the point where the air and everything is out of it. They made it real crisp, real clear, but it's still, to me, it's still missing that old school feel.
But you know, with times I think we have different ears as we grow and we get a little older, where the sound, the airiness, the crackling of the vinyl spinning and things of that nature, the younger generation is like, what the hell is that? That sounds horrible. I think the younger generation would definitely have an issue with a lot of the sounds.
Yeah, definitely with that, the sound got better. Back then, we really didn't pay it no mind because that's what we had to work with. Today, they made sure that you're getting that digital quality sound because that's what all the artists are doing now. The thing is, I'm in the studio, I want top notch, according to even with the labels. The thing is, we want the best sound that's out there. Back then, it was just, we knew the artist. We really didn't pay too much attention to that sound. We knew what we liked. We wanted to hear it. But you can definitely tell the difference now from then to today. So I have to give them credit as far as that. We got the quality now to where everything is crisp. You can hear everything. Per se, then, for me, I'm glad I came from that time due to the fact I knew what to hear for, per se, today. See, a lot of the new cats that come out today, they missed that part. That part helped me as far as what to hear, what to listen out for. Today is like, okay, it's already made. Nah, back then it got you to play with the equalizer. How do I take this out? How do I take that out? How do I make it sound crisp? How do I make it sound to the point like it's the whole room is surrounded by sound.
Hmm.
Today it's like, okay, it's an HD sound, let's go, let's roll. And it's just like that. Now, depending upon your equipment, it can sound like something from back in the day.
What depending on how you adjust the highs, the lows, the mids, and all that stuff.
Right.
So with the equipment change, right? We had the turntables, like you said before. We're going into DJ controllers, right? And then we still have turntables, but the turntables, I guess, is somewhat different.
Well, I still got my classic 12, and I switched over to the Rain 12s. And the reason why I switched over to the Rain 12 because of the feel. Nothing really changed as far as that. Only thing changed for me is the fact that I don't have to keep buying needles. So I love that. Because needles can be very expensive. And as far as the controller, to me, it's just a condensed unit all in one. You got your tables and you got your mixer right there. I'm still used to breaking everything down, turning piece by piece.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the controller, to me, it's like a briefcase. You just turn the briefcase, let's roll. Let's pick up and go.
But with turntables, I guess, and the controllers, the difference more is the feel, but the functionality is still the same. In a way,
Correct.
the playing of the music is the same, not the feel and the
The
actual
only difference between
turntable.
the two, the turntables is that you have full control. Old school DJ, the thing is, okay, I got my record, I got my mixer, and I can still fluctuate. The difference between the controller and turntables is the tricks.
Mm-hmm.
I love doing tricks. Controller to me is that it's gonna be straightforward. I'm gonna go in, I can do everything that I normally do, but less the tricks. The tricks to the controller is your finger. Can you operate those buttons? Now you still have some DJs to the point of like this, but I can incorporate both of them. I can do the button and I can do some tricks. But I still think that it's the feel of the trick. Like for me, I like to do a backspin. The backspin doesn't sound the same way what a controller does if you were doing it on a turntable.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it's a preference to the point where if you feel more comfortable with a controller, so be it. If you're more comfortable with turntables, cool. But they both still do the same thing, still get the job done.
Yeah. So over the years, especially with these new pieces of equipment now and us being in this global pandemic, I noticed that there has been a new category of DJs that came about, right? We got bedroom DJs, right? We see a lot of them on social media, up in their bedroom. You got the pillows and the bed sheets in the background, and they doing what they do back there. So out of all the categories, you got your club DJs, you got your party DJs, you got your mixtape DJs, right? We don't see too much of those anymore, I guess because the mixtapes went away. But then we still have DJs, platforms that have changed. But what would you feel would be your best fit in what category?
Well, to me, I have to say levels. Because everybody got to start from somewhere. So when I see a bedroom DJ, I look at the point where he's building his way up. Because believe it or not, I started from the bedroom.
Mm.
So the beginning is your bedroom. You're gonna practice, you're gonna do everything there. You're gonna work on the craft. From your bedroom, you go to a club. Because now, people have heard you because you put your tapes out there. So now you're in a club. Now it depends upon where you want to go. There's some DJs who are more comfortable to the point where I want to just be in the clubs. That was never me. My thing is, I want the big stage. So I went from the bedroom to the club, out of state clubs, to the point I got picked up for a concert. But my thing is, okay, now I've outgrown the concert, but now I want the real big stage. I want the arenas. And like I said, it depends upon where you want to go. You got some DJs who say, it's a hobby for me. I'm cool in my bedroom. Then you got DJs saying, hey, it's still a hobby for me, but it's a little extra money in there, so I'm gonna go to the club. Then you got those that I want to take it to the next. I want to get serious with it. Okay, I want to do concerts. Okay, I want to do the after parties. I want to go on tour, and that's one arena. Now my thing is, no, I want to go past that. I want to go to Africa. I want to go to Australia. I want to do the festivals to where I got 1 million people at one time. And that's on a major platform to where you're not just a DJ anymore. Now you're to the point where you're a DJ, producer, artist. And I've always seen myself as that, even when I first started. I always see myself as an artist. Because even when I was doing my mixtapes, I would always have my picture on the front with a title. And I still do that to this day.
Mm.
And people used to look at me and say, but you just a DJ. I said, I'm not just a DJ because it's an art form that I'm putting out. I take time and effort and patience to every piece of product that I put out. So it goes back to where where does a DJ see himself being?
I hear that. So with that, and what do you think of radio DJs the same? And when I say radio DJs, I'm talking about mainstream radio, like your Hot 97s, your Power 105s, the DJs that are on FM. Do you think that they're the same like they were back in the 80s and 90s?
I didn't get all that.
The DJs, radio DJs, mainstream, right? I remember listening to, some of the hip hop stations mainstream, and we had DJs that actually mixed. Like you had a mix show. But now it seems to be a big difference. Do you see the difference in what DJs do now on air versus what DJs did back then? Yeah. Can you hear me? I can't hear you at all. Yeah, so as we keep going, y'all, I'm gonna play a quick music break. When we come back, hopefully we got these sound issues corrected. Here we go, y'all.
It's bags. Y'all know the vibe, nigga. Going in, nigga. It's bags. Y'all know the vibe, nigga. Woo, woo.
So special.
Hustle all day and we grind all night. We going in, nigga. We going in, nigga. Hustle all day and we grind all night.
We going in.
nigga.
We going in.
Nigga. Hustle all day and we grind all night. We going in, nigga. We going in, nigga. Hustle all day and we grind all night. We going in, we going in, we going in, we going in. I grind hard to stay strong, I stay strong to grind hard. Niggas moving work all up in your backyard. All across the map, I know you see me on the radar. Niggas squeezing max, you know I'm letting off the AR. Snatch the nigga choose, you can call me A off. Get into the bags, amigos call me take off. For now, call me Bernie, let me see how I made off. Pass a fucking boogie, nigga, I see you when I jet off. Hustle all day and we grind all night. We going in, nigga. We going in, nigga. Hustle all day and we grind all night. We going in, nigga. We going in, nigga. Hustle all day and we grind all night. We going in, nigga. We going in, nigga. Hustle all day and we grind all night. We going in, we going in, we going in, we going in.
I jumped off this and I came back. Flex shit, flip quick like an acrobat. Oohs and eyes when I spit, they turn back. Levels to the shit, man, I had to learn that. With a green, with a spliff, yo, we could burn that. Met a me, little shorty, but I had to curve that. Had to give the bird back, cause I'm not about the shits. Hop up in the whip, hit her quick with the dip. On this rap shit, never been about the games. Niggas know the name, spaz out, I'm deranged. Crazy say I'm strange, and I'm never gonna change. Charging to the game, big bucks, no change. Money on my brain, I ain't fucking with no lames. You be with the gang, how I know we get the same. BX rays, and you know that I'm the truth. And I'm bulletproof, so I dare bitch to shoot, bitch to shoot.
Hustle all day and we grind all night.
We going in. We going in.
Hustle all day and we grind all night.
We going in. We going in.
Hustle all day and we grind all night. We going in, nigga. We going in, nigga. Hustle all day and we grind all night. We going in.
We going in. We going in. We going in.
I'm going in. Like I'm doing on this verse. It could only be my last. It could never be my worst. See, I was born with the gift. I guess I'm dying with the curse. Forever standing on my feet until they put me in the hearse. Stay away from snake niggas. They'll put you in the dirt. If you a bitch nigga in your bag, nigga get a purse. See, I'm all about the bag. I gotta hit them where it hurts. If being broke ain't a joke, shit, I won't even smirk. Got me thinking about this shit while I'm smoking on this perk. B.O.B. to my last till they put me on the shirt. B.O.B. to my last till they take me off the earth. Yeah, I'm going in. Forever putting in that work. Fuck the small talk. But I've been doing this is birth and it's real talk. I just take it what it's worth. I just take it as it is. Handle mine, mind my biz. Yeah, I know you niggas heard, cause I'm always with the shit. With the shit, 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 with the shit. Yeah, I know you niggas heard, cause I'm always with the shit.
Yeah. You already know who it is. It's your boy Prophet Pete, and you tune into the one and only Prophet Radio Show on WEMS Radio, where we bring to you nothing but new talent, old talent, and just great talent. And that's all that matters, because we are where you are. We hear what you hear, and we always got our ear to the streets. Here we go. And this is a message for all the people out there that are worried about those people that say they down with them, but they not down with them. Here's that message. Yeah.
Somebody gotta tell her how it is, and not how it might be. On God. Niggas wanna fight but be afraid to jump. Be built to pop and show your mama she ain't raised a punk. Take it dirty in the field, you gotta face the funk. Cause when money for them bills can come in late this month, you gotta risk your better loss to eat off better folks. Learn how to run shit so that you never walk. Make sure them phones ain't never off, you get caught, never talk. Hoes get paid for brain, don't take no nickels for your thoughts. Keep them hammers on your hip like guns legal in New York. Cause if you're caught slipping, think what it'll cost. I seen too many good ones die with keys to a Porsche. Killers go away for college and earn degrees up north. I never seen the good and bad. I bury niggas I thought couldn't die, that got grounded for looking fly. Fresh to death and looked alive. And the nigga that did it ahead of news and looked surprised.
You see them that you went to school with, catch you while you in your new whip and turn your brains into cool whip.
Niggas that you running around getting ass with. Ain't gonna help you do nothing but carry a casket. They be the niggas that you went to school with, that'll catch you while you in your new whip and turn your brains into cool whip. Niggas that you running around getting ass with. Ain't gonna help you do nothing but carry a casket. I ain't know what love was till I lost a loved one. You gotta check locations where niggas showing they love from. If your nigga catch feelings for cookies, he love crumbs. But if he get too close to the job, show him you love guns. Niggas be in they feelings like some fresh shoes. Cause they can't profit off your next move. I'm the shit, it is me you gotta excuse me. You know how many winners I let lose. Cause they was trying to cross me like some neck Jews. What y'all feeding these rats, it ain't pet food. These are lessons you couldn't learn in your best schools. Like when the money's on the wood, how to make the debts move. Ain't nothing about success unsuccessful. You bound to get fucked if you jumping in the sex pool. There's levels to this shit, I play by step rules. Like after step one, just know who to step to. Niggas that you went to school with, that'll catch you while you in your new way. Turn your brains into cool with. Niggas that you running
Around getting ass with, ain't help you do nothing but carry it.
school with. Daddy catch you while you when you do it. And turn your brains into cool with. Niggas that you running around getting ass with. Ain't gonna help you do nothing but carry a casket.
I'll be honest, as a woman and being real, some days I feel confident, and some days I feel like, oh, I look better than every kid that walked past me. And some days it's like, damn, like, maybe I should hit the gym more. Maybe I should watch what I eat.
I love the way she carry them curves. Take to her is more than a word. Her culture, her lifestyle, she's everybody's type now. That extra love they like now, yeah. She walking with her head up high, cause she got her own dough, and she knows she fly. What she wants, she buy. She ain't tied to no nigga, but when she find her Clyde, she gon' ride for that nigga. Never find another lover that'll stand at your mind and you undercover. She's amazing in all kind of ways. The type of woman that make me wanna stay. Shorty got a body like an 808. I love them girls, I can't stay away. Yeah. She got dick and I can't front that I like it. Her body type is my body type, and I'm shorty got a body like an 808. I love them girls, I can't stay away. Yeah. She got dick, I can't front, I like it. Her body type is my body type, and I'm vibing, I did. Who love you like me? Girl, I like what I see.
Yo. Audio should be back.
We good?
Yeah, we good.
Good.
Yeah. Some crazy stuff, right? Technology is just crazy, right?
Yeah.
Blessing and a curse all at the same time. So back to what you were saying, because everything that you said about, radio DJs and, the changing of the culture, didn't hear a word.
Well, the thing is, like even for me, because I've been in the game for so long and because of what I was once out of the game, I've learned to play every last genre of music that's out here. Because my thing is, the way I feel is that you never know who you'll be in front of, or who may want to hire you, or so be it. And because I want the festivals, the concerts, the celebrity after parties, I found a way to play every genre without losing a crowd. You're not just playing to a particular type of crowd. Like you got your hip hop DJs. What they're gonna do is play strictly hip hop. You've got your calypso DJs. That's all they're gonna play. I worked it to the point I combine every genre of music in my set, and I'm going to feature it in my set. Because to me, that's radio. Why not give people a different type of music all the time instead of just playing them what they know? There's some good music out here that a lot of people don't know about. And like for me, when I educate a DJ, I tell them like this. The worst thing we could have did to hip hop was categorize it to where it's a culture. Because we shouldn't get mad that different nationalities pick up a culture, but that's what we put out there. We said it's a culture. So because of the culture, you can't get mad that a Hispanic is going to play hip hop from New York or LA. But in the same instance, we limited ourselves to the point where, well, that's all I like to listen to. So for me, I'm gonna play some rock music. I'm gonna play some jazz. I'm gonna play gospel. I'm gonna do house. I'm gonna do EDM. It's not to say that I'm better than anybody out there. It's just the fact that it's more marketable. I'm not gonna limit myself to the point where, well, this is what I'm gonna play. I'm not just a battle DJ. Nah, I'm going to do everything accordingly because of where I want to be. Now, if there's a DJ out there saying, you know, I would like to do corporate events and promotional things, there's something that you have to do. You have to be able to the point where adapt to where there's all cultures. That way you be able to fit in. And a lot of radio DJs, the thing is, you know, I gotta play what's hot because that's what's out. That's what the labels are giving us. The labels are not to me. The labels are not in control. The DJs was always in control, and we have to take that power back to tell them, hey, you have no control of this. I'm in the street. I know what the streets want. A DJ can make a record hot. I've done it myself. Southern Soul. A lot of people didn't know about Southern Soul. Their thing was, you know, I don't like Southern Soul because, you know, it sounds like a country music. Oh, I could take a Jay-Z beat, combine it to that, and now you like it. That's what a DJ does. So we need to stop being afraid to try different things because that's what DJing was all about. New sound, create something different than the original. If you can make it hotter than the original, there you go. That's where a lot of our remixes came from. DJs. Like you said, mixtapes. That's what the mixtapes were. Remixes. We were able to reach out to the artists and say, hey, I got an idea. I got a track I want you to listen to. You can jump on it. By them doing it, they liked it. Their thing is, okay, I'm on it. Next thing you know, you got collaboration. Rapper, artist, DJ. It wasn't rapper label, it was rapper DJ. And like the DJ that influenced me the most, like he said, Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince. Fresh Prince was the rapper. Jazzy Jeff, he's the DJ. Perfect combination. And because times have changed, it seemed like they took the DJs out of the equation. But the DJs still have to play your music in the clubs in order for people to go out and buy it. Yes, of course, you got your Rhapsody, you got your Pandora, you got iTunes. But there's nothing like the DJ because we can mix it in a way to make somebody like the music. Even though if they heard it, they wouldn't. And that's the difference from your ordinary DJ from back in the day to your DJs now. They still look at it to point, well, you know, the young ones feel as though because we come from an earlier time and the technology has changed, they feel as though their way is better. But that's where I want to bridge the gap and say, hey, look, take something from an old school DJ and an old school takes something from a new school DJ. Let's combine them together. Let's don't have it to the point where we're at odds. Let's bring the forces together to make it better. That's the only way they'll sit there and listen to us.
Yeah, I think there has to be some type of mutual understanding when you sit down at the table. It's like, look, we can learn from each other instead of trying to say that I'm better or you're better or whatever, because then no one listens. So
right,
it's just one of those things that has to happen. And as far as DJs being removed from, promotion has been true. You don't see too many artists that run around with DJs too much anymore that really get on the set and all that. And you definitely need the DJs in the club to push the music because a machine can't read the energy of the crowd the way that a DJ can. So it's necessary.
And the difference with that is that's another lesson for DJs, upcoming DJs. You have to be able to read your crowd. I hear a lot of DJs sit there and say, you know, I played in front of a crowd and the crowd didn't move, didn't do this. Then you have to learn how to read that particular crowd because it's something that you can do to get the people to stand up. And most of the time to do that, you have to come out your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
For me, first thing I do, I look to see who's out in the crowd. If I got a mixture to the point where I got, say, from 5 to 85, then my thing is I have to be able to mix my music in a way to get my 5-year-olds on the floor, my 16-year-olds on the floor, my 30-year-old to my 85, to where everybody's on the floor together. And the way you do that is just to the point where take an instrumental. You take an instrumental that a 5-year-old to your 35-year-old know and like. Your old school crowd, you take a Marvin Gaye record and mix it in together.
Mm-hmm.
So what you want to have, you want to have a mixture of dances on the floor. Your younger crowd will move a little bit faster because of the music that's being played along with the Marvin Gaye. Now, when the Marvin Gaye record's playing, your older crowd, they're gonna be dancing more slow because the thing is, well, I know Marvin. That's my thing. That's what's going on. And at the end of the night, your crowd's gonna come up to you and tell you, I appreciate what you did because of the fact you catered to everybody. It wasn't just one particular age group. But a lot of cats, their thing is, it's about me. It's about where my name is and what I do, what I'm known for. The truth be told, a DJ is a servant. And for me, this is how I look at it. Every time I go out, my job is to relieve somebody's stress, encourage them, take them to a place beyond what they're going through. Even if it's just for 4 hours, when they leave, they can sit there and say, you know what, I forgot what I was going through. Because my thing is, the way I learned how to DJ isn't a way that a lot of people have learned today. I learned by going to a club. Well, it wasn't even a club. It was basically a house party. And I was mesmerized by the DJ that was there. When the party was over, I asked the DJ if he didn't mind me getting on his set. Now, we all know, if a DJ don't know you, he's not letting you on. Because the thing is, you're not going to mess with my equipment. But I know it was God sent for me because of the fact he let me play and dabble with it. And from that day on, I just kept playing with the mentality of saying, hey, I want to encourage people, enlighten them, inspire them. No matter what they're going through, they can push through. Why? Because you can dance it out. And I have seen some people fall out on the dance floor, screaming, crying, whatever. And at the end of the night, they sit there and say, thank you. That's the greatest reward to me. It's not about the money. Yes, it's cool. But if you do your craft well, the money's always there. And there's plenty of it. So there's no reason to fuss, argue, or feel as though you're better than somebody else. Because with anything in life, it's all about timing. Right now, you at the top, but you're there for a short period of time because somebody else got to take that place. So my thing is, why not grab people along for the ride? And that's what I try to do whenever I'm out there. I don't mind recruiting DJs. I don't mind helping DJs. But if you really looking for something to the point where it's your passion, it's in your heart, let's rock. And that's the thing that I miss from, I guess you want to say old school? Old school. That's where your Cool Hercs, your DJ Red Alert, your Jam Master J's, they pull people along with them. There was no animosity about, you want DJ Cool, let's go. I'm not worried about if you better than me or not. It's just the fact that we share the same craft. And I don't see that today with a lot of the DJs that's on the radio now, you know. You at a status to where you can bring people along with you. But they're so afraid now that somebody's going to take their slot. They don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we have to bring back the cohesiveness in everyone and bringing back the craft to what it needs to be. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the upcoming show, DJ Chronicles. Tell me a little bit about the concept behind DJ Chronicles.
DJ Chronicles. I felt as though it was time. You know, it's millions of DJs all across the world. And I'm a social media type person that hopscotch, you know, those little hopscotch here and there. And I've been paying attention as far as all the DJs I've seen. And it's like the hip hop world says, you know, I don't per se like the EDM DJs because the EDM DJs not doing what we do. We actually put the work in. Then it's the house DJs say, well, how do you don't like the hip hop or the EDM? I just want house. But I'm like, but there's key words to all this. DJ. So why do we have to break it up in genres and just come together as just a DJ? So my thing was, let's put it out there on the forefront. Let's talk about it. Why do you feel hip hop is this? Or why do you feel it's EDM is this? Why is house this? Why is gospel this? And bring everybody up to par and educate those who don't know. Let us stop complaining about we not getting our just due from the promoters, club owners, publicists, to where they think is, you know, it's about how many numbers you have. To me, it was never about no numbers, not back in the day. Because if you're a promoter, your job was to promote and build a crowd off of a good DJ. But these days, promoters, they don't want to work. They want somebody already got some numbers. But now realizing that cat who has the numbers, he is your bedroom DJ. He hasn't been out in the crowd yet. He can't read the crowd. But you're going to put him on stage and say, yeah, because you know he got 1 million followers. We good as far as we sell tickets. But guess what? Because you didn't do your job, it failed. So my thing is, now I want to bring some things to light and educate those to where how the DJ business really works. And I want to interview DJs to the point where tell your side of the story. Stop complaining. Ask the questions that you want to ask that you feel as though people not going to really pay attention to. Like, why do DJs charge the amount of money they do? It's still a job. Like you said, we had to carry crates of records back in the day. Heavy and all. There was no hand truck. So that means you had to go out and find guys who was willing to come with you to parties to log your equipment. For me, it took 20 guys for me. 20 guys, 3 cars. What was their reward? All that getting back in the day was y'all get in free. And they were cool with that. Today, oh no. Everybody you get, you have to be able to pay them. So you're paying guys to load your equipment, bring your equipment in, set your equipment up. On top of that, we not just, a lot of people thinking just because of new DJs, because they pushing buttons. They're not just pushing buttons. We have to pay attention and learn the crowd to make sure we're playing a good selection of music to make sure everybody's going to participate on the floor. Because see, if we don't do that, we're the first person who's going to get attacked. So DJ Chronicles, to me, is going to be a good show to educate, inspire, encourage, and build a stronger DJ community, not just for DJs alone, but for your consumers, your club owners, your promoters, anybody who's thinking about hiring a DJ. Because it's just like this. If you take your car to Jiffy's, all you're going to do is just drop it off, but you don't know what the person actually has to do to fix your car. So this is the time for DJs to let people know this is what it takes for us to come out. Whether we're doing radio, whether we're doing club functions, concerts, festivals, weddings, you'll get some knowledge about it. And that's what I'll bring to the table.
So as far as, you know, as you said, it's a job. People always try and figure out why DJs get paid so much and whatever it may be, or why they charge so much. Because some DJs don't get paid a lot. Some DJs, I know DJs that DJ parties for free or you know, do parties for $200 for like 6 hours or whatever it is. But there's a lot of practice time that goes in. A lot of time that goes in prior to go into that event. What are some of the things that people don't know about DJs and them practicing before they show up at that party?
Practice time for me. I'm strict about practice because for me, I eat, sleep this. I'm not going to half step as far as when I come out, because my thing is I'm representing myself. I'm representing a brand. So to a lot of you, they may sit there and say, well, you know, this is a hobby. You know, I'm just going to come out, I'm just going to do my thing. Okay, here's the difference. Someone who does this as a hobby, they're not going to put in the same kind of time that I'm going to put into it. So when it comes to charging, the price is going to be different. Because their thing is, you know, I have a full-time job. This is just extra money. So if they charge something, their fees may be down. I'm not going to give a fee, but I'm just going to say they'll charge less. Person like me, I do this 24/7. So this is my job. So my fee is going to be what it is. And this is where the consumer sits there and say, well, why are you charging so much? I can go around the corner to Joe. Joe's only going to give me this price. Y'all doing the same thing. False. It appears that we do the same thing. I've got 30 years in the business. My library goes from the roaring 20s to present. That tells the story right there. The amount of equipment that I'm bringing out may be different from his. To me, I want the best quality sound for you and for myself, because I have to represent me each time I go out. He may just bring something out to the point where it didn't cost that much. I'm gonna put the time and effort in what I'm doing, along with the money. So this is where people have to understand there is a difference. Like concert DJ, he may not bring that much equipment out because his thing is I don't need that because I go on tour a lot. So he has to call a sound person. For me, I have sound, I have lighting, everything that you would probably need in a club, I bring the club. And this is what people have to understand. There is a difference, and that's why I think this is the time to educate people on the differences. Because there are different types of equipment. You got controllers, but even with controllers, you got Pioneer, you got Denon, you got Reload, you got Tracker. So just like that, it's different variables that I want everybody to come together on with one understanding, not with just their own understanding.
I hear you. Now, speaking of equipment, excuse me. Speaking of equipment, and looking at your set in the back, right? The set behind you. I noticed that there's 2 laptops. What is the purpose of 2 laptops?
Well, with the system that I have now, I have the Range 72, the whole set. And I've noticed that the Range 72 is able to hold 2 laptops. I've seen it to where, well, the way it was presented as though 2 DJs can do a set together without switching out laptops. For me, my thing is I have so much music to where one laptop can't hold it, so I make use 2. So I play on both. So if it was another DJ to say play with me, he would actually have to bring up a setup because I need to play with my 2 because of the fact of the different types of styles of music I play. My investment, I would say, over the years, $100K for the equipment. And that's because I take pride to what I'm buying, also being up to date as far as what all the equipment is coming out. And that's another thing people need to know too. DJ equipment is not cheap. It's very expensive. One set these days can run you $3,500 right off the top. So if a DJ's talking about, I only charge you $200, something's wrong. But you do have DJs, like I say again, that have full-time jobs. It's a hobby. So he's not looking at the cost of equipment he paid for. This thing is, hey, it's a hobby. But for a career DJ, his thing is, this is my bread and butter. This is how I feed my family. I can't take $200. But a lot of consumers don't know this because it's not their area. Their thing is, that's not what I'm into. But if you ask them the type of job they have, take that account. You say, I'll give you $200. Account will tell you no. I'm not going to do it for you $200. So it's the same thing. We have to respect each other in our crafts and our careers. It's got lost along the way because hunger, whether you're a DJ or not, you're hungry. If you're a new accountant to a firm, you're hungry. Your thing is, hey, I want to get to the next level. So I'm being hungry. But in that hunger, we have to be able to respect one another. And that's where the bridge has to be broken. That's where the veterans and the newcomers have to come together because the newcomers, their thing is, I'm not worrying about you. I'm trying to get out. But if the newcomers come to the veterans done this already. We know this. Come together and say, hey, look, we can work together. You don't have to sell yourself short to become somebody. And a lot of them do. And they don't know. And when they approach about it, the thing is, I had no clue.
Well, with DJ Chronicles, all of that is going to change.
Definitely. Because my thing is, it's time we need it, especially with the COVID coming the way it did, to where everybody been forced to be home. You've seen so many DJs just pop up overnight, and my thing is, hey, I'm with it, I'm for it, but let's come together to get on one accord for the greater good of the DJ world, the community, instead of us going against each other. Because there's so much of that on social media. And there's one thing I want to put out there. If you see your fellow man in your craft doing what you do, whether you like it or not, hit like. Do a comment saying, "Oh, good job." It doesn't hurt. Because in return, you want the same thing. Believe it or not. It's not hurting you because, oh, I like that. No. If anything, it makes you look better. Because now you're approachable. And a lot of DJs don't realize that. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I like this. Good job. Because everybody needs some encouragement. Because one thing you gotta remember, there's no feeling like being in a room by yourself with no response. And you're trying to think, am I doing a good job?
Yeah, that could be a real awkward moment. Very awkward moment. So before we get up out of here, I want you to give everybody your social media handles, right? Where they can find you, how they can book you, and where they can start following the DJ Chronicles page.
You were saying, how could they find me for DJ Chronicles?
Yes, and as a DJ.
Well, to be able to find me, first of all, you can catch me Saturdays on Williams FM at 7 p.m. Sundays at 9 p.m. for my gospel hour. 4 p.m. for my Sundays afternoons. But you can also email me at DymondKutz1400@gmail.com. That's DymondKutz1400@gmail.com. DymondKutz.com. That's my website. You can also catch me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, DJPod.com, Inside the Mind, or look for the hashtags. Inside the Mind, DJ DymondKutz, International DJ. And the spelling once again is DymondKutz.com. And always catch me on Wings Radio.
Yeah, see, almost every day of the week. That's how we do it. So the show's gonna be coming out soon. We got the mix shows that are playing every week. We got a mix show tomorrow. We got mix shows Sunday. Two mix shows Sunday. And we got more stuff to come. September's gonna be a wonderful month. We got a lot of stuff going on. It's the end of the summer officially, right? As they say, Labor Day is the official end of the summer. So that's it. Summer's over. I didn't even know it was here. And we're gonna keep doing what we do. And I'll be out there and there'll be more real soon.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Can't wait for that one.
Yeah, I appreciate you, my brother. So we'll link up.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Love being a part of your show. I love the hospitality.
Yes, sir.
And always, everybody, make sure you tune into my man, Prophet Radio, right here on Wings Radio.
We out, y'all.
You gotta risk it, better lost it.